Good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Welcome back to another segment. Yes, they just come rolling along. Yeah, some more transfer news. We've got some news in regards to Thomas Partey. We've got some from Balogun news. We've got some Emil Smith Rowe news. We've got Romeo Lavia news. I've got a whole bunch of news, and more news on top of news. But we're going to get into this short show on the other side of this music intro. Yes, welcome back again to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, another show, another new week, another day. It's warm out here. It's very, very warm, but I'm not complaining. But without further ado, let me remind you, please just click the like button for Cannon Fodder TV because we are streaming simultaneously on Guna Matters as well as Cannon Fodder TV. But on Guna Matters' channel, I have not left the link. You need to go and do your own research. Make sure that you subscribe to his channel. Glenwyn, my brother from another mother. Or mother from another. Anyway, go over and subscribe to Guna Matters. That's all you have to do. Please. You know it makes sense. So just do it. Do it. All right. Okay. So like I said, top of the show, we've got some news in regards to Thomas Partey. Looks like the party is over, man. The party could be over before it even got started. This is a bit of a weird one, but I'll give you my thoughts as usual once I finish reading a new segment. So Thomas Partey facing exit with no extension on table as a club chased Declan Rice. Now, Thomas Partey reportedly facing a concrete chance of leaving Arsenal this summer amid no talks of a contract extension and England superstar remaining a top priority. Thomas Partey has been linked with a move away from the Emirates as the Gunners continue their pursuit of West Ham captain Declan Rice. The Ghanaian international has been at Arsenal for 3 years since joining from Atletico Madrid, but despite remaining a key player throughout his time in North London, the exit door seems to be open for him, or to him, or for him. That's according to our transfer guru, I'm going to mention the guy's name, who claims that there is a concrete chance for Partey to leave this summer amid interest and discussion already beginning regarding his exit. They said that Partey's contract expires in June 2025, and there are no talks to extend his stay at the Emirates as Mikel Arteta sees Rice as a priority arrival in the engine room. Well, as last time I saw, Declan Rice hasn't signed and he's not coming to Arsenal. Yeah, that's right. I said it. It needed to be said. So what do I feel about this? Again, it's just speculation. It's just speculation. That's all it is. Again, I'm not going to mention the guy's name who's mentioned about there's a concrete opportunity or possibility that Thomas Partey is going to be leaving. Based on what? Your own opinion, your thoughts? How do I feel about this? Well, I've always said that Thomas Partey, for me, with those old man legs, man, just carrying around the pitch. Look, I get it. I understand. He's part of that spine, isn't it? Of the players, Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, not Emerson Smith Rowe, Martin Odegaard, Ramsdale. Those players that are the spine. How would I feel if it were true? It would be a shame because we've always said that we need quality. Is he a quality player? When he's performing at his optimum, yes, he is. I always said that Mikel Arteta has got to learn to manage Thomas Partey's time. He can't play every single game of the season. So there's going to be some games where he can play, some games he cannot play, some competitions he can play, other competitions that he cannot play. And for the whole season, 38 games and some change, he cannot play all 38 games. So it would be a shame if it is true. Thomas Partey probably thinking about where is he going to go? Where the other players are going to? Was it to the Middle East? Thomas Partey should stay to keep the spine there, and also he needs competition. All the players need competition. So Thomas Partey, stay at Arsenal if you want to stay, and just provide, because for me, First 11 player? No, you need to compete for your place. You need to compete for your place. But on top of that, Mikel Arteta has got to learn to manage the games that Thomas Partey can play and the games that Thomas Partey literally cannot play. That's how I feel about Thomas Partey. If it is true. Again, it would be a shame if he were thinking about leaving after 3 years, but no player stays at Arsenal forever. No player stays at Arsenal forever. All right, so that's the first news segment. The second news segment, which is it's an interesting one. I think we've entertained this player before. From Balogun. Yeah, Arsenal star From Balogun sends definite transfer warning. This is not a warning, man. If you want a warning, this is not a warning to Mikel Arteta. Balogun has insisted that he definitely won't leave Arsenal on loan in the summer transfer window. Oh, okay. Balogun is attracting a lot of interest, apparently, after scoring 21 goals and 30 appearances in all competitions, while on loan to Stade Reims last season. Arsenal understood to be open to selling the 21-year-old, provided their £30 million valuation is met. AC Milan and Napoli are among the clubs linked with a move to Balogun, who is currently away in the USA, having switched his international allegiance. He was asked about his future at club level, at least, after helping his new side win the CONCACAF Nations League. He said, "I'm not sure about the discussion that are going to take place," he said. "I'm not sure what is going to happen, but I am just committed to now. I try to stay present in the moment." So forget about the future. He's thinking about the here and now. And he's also said there in the report that he will fight for his place. He will stay at Arsenal, I think, as long as Arsenal want him. But again, how do I feel about From Balogun? Is he... Well, you must know what I feel about From Balogun. I would like to see him have maybe 15 to 20 games in this new season, and then I can give you a definitive opinion. And that opinion will upset a lot of people. It will upset a lot of people because it always, my opinion always seems to upset people. But Balogun, it's good to see that he's saying that he wants to stay and fight for his place, stay present, because, 1 game, 2 games, a month, 3 months, a season in football, and things can change so very quickly. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the next segment is a constant reminder how things can change so quickly. ESR. Yes, he's in the game. Emil Smith Rowe. Oh dear. I remember when he did the video, was it contract extension? And he was like just showing off the new kit in different poses. He said, "I want to stay at the club. I want to be a legend." And where is he? Gone down the pecking order. So a consistent reminder how things can change so very, very quickly. A youngster, brought in predominantly under Unai Emery's reign, much like Bukayo Saka. And all of a sudden, you've got all these other youngsters coming younger than you, younger protagonists trying to take your place. Oh my goodness. But anyway, Smith Rowe clarifies Arsenal transfer stance after the hardest season of career. Now, Arsenal Academy graduate Emil Smith Rowe has spoken about his future at the club following the hardest season of my career, with the playmaker not handed a single Premier League start. You see how things change? Now, Smith Rowe has vowed to fight. I'm going to fight for the right to... fight for my place and get back into the team, only after playing a combination of 195 minutes for Arsenal last season. Now, the 22-year-old tore his groin in Arsenal's 3-1 loss to Man United last September and was forced to undergo surgery. However, after recovering from the operation, he didn't develop an infection after return to training. And when Smith Rowe finally returned to action in January, he did not start a single Premier League game, with Mikel Arteta reluctant to rotate his side. That's down to Mikel Arteta, not down to the player per se. Despite admitting it was the hardest season of my career, Smith Rowe has no plans to leave the Emirates at any time soon. Well, young fella, that is your opinion. Every player has their valuation, it has a price. But even if you're saying you don't plan to leave, if the manager thinks you need to leave, then you're going. I just tried to stay positive and train as well as I could. The other players, Mikkel, were great with me. It kept me feeling connected, but it was tough. A long season, I won't lie. Well, the reason why they're smiling is because they got something planned for you, mate. God damn. There has been suggestions that Arsenal may look to sell Smith Rowe this summer, but the player says he will not be going anywhere. Arsenal are my club, and I'm not going to give up until Arteta says he doesn't want me, like I just said there. But that's not the case. He wants me as part of the team, and I want to fight for my place and get back into the team. Now, speaking last month, Arteta admitted that he was responsible for 3 or 4 Arsenal players with whose potential, like Smith Rowe, not getting enough games. I have to be critical of myself, he said. My job is to get the best out of 24 players we have available, and I haven't been able to do that. Oh, talking about self-critical, man. Very, very critical. But anyhow. But yeah, Smith Rowe, man. Again, just noteworthiness how things change so very quick, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, you're the best thing since sliced bread, then all of a sudden you're on toast. So that was Smith Rowe, man. Do you know what I would say? Again, this might upset a lot of the fan base. I just get the feeling, because I know, there was some rumours that Smith Rowe was linked with Aston Villa, Unai Emery. And this, I know, is going to upset a lot of you, whether you're watching live now or on a repeat. Why not take a punt and leave Arsenal and go and play for Unai Emery, Aston Villa? Because there appears to be not a small revolution, not a medium-sized revolution, but a big revolution happening at Aston Villa. They've got Monchi. That if you don't know, man, you need to know. All right, these guys, they're doing it. So for Smith Rowe, who's still very, very young, maybe you do need to leave Arsenal and go and play with Aston Villa. There, at least you'll be guaranteed game time if you can stay injury-free. Emma Smith Rowe. I get it. I understand. You've been Arsenal for how many years? Maybe since the age of 8. So it's a long time. But sometimes things don't work out. And like I'm saying, you got Arteta in the corner saying, you know what, we want you, we love you. Just prove yourself. He could be plotting something else. So before, you arrive at that point where you're thinking, how did I end up here? How did I get here? Take the reins, take control, and actually say, you know what, maybe I need to leave Arsenal. And maybe your destination could be Aston Villa. Where better the place to go to where a manager knows you? Unai Emery knows you. Unai Emery knows you. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But like I said, as a timely reminder, how things can change so very, very quickly. Again, 1 minute you're the bee's knees, next thing you're a squashed bee. So you don't want to get to that point, Elmo, man. You don't want to get to that point. Anyhow, I believe these are all the new segments anymore. Is anyone any more takers? No takers? These are actually all the new segments. 3 parts of the whole. Yeah. Emma Smith Rowe, man. Balogun, all these youngsters, man. Thomas Partey, no, he's not a youngster. 30 years of age. Anyhow, what I would like you to do is click the like button. It says it's somewhere around down here. Click the like button. Also come into the live chat. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, Smith Rowe. I've got to do a video about Kai Havertz. I'm not going to do any update videos on Declan Rice. Declan Rice will not be coming to Arsenal. And by the way, has the X-Man left yet? Has Granit Xhaka left Arsenal? No, he hasn't. I'm telling you, Granit Xhaka's not leaving Arsenal, man. He's not leaving. Anyhow, let's have a look on our Twitter feed and see if there's been any comments there thus far. Any comments there? Let's have a look. Let's have a butchers. Let's have a... No. Let me just retweet that we are live and direct from somewhere across the universe. Okay, so there's not been any comments there. And so I believe I can go into... we did a poll question. And the poll question... Oops. What are you doing? What are you doing, Alex? Sorry about this, people. The question was, trying to remind myself, who signs first? Choose only one. Who signs first? Choose only one. So Kai Havertz, do you think he's going to sign a contract first? Or Declan Rice, do you think he's going to sign his contract with Arsenal first? I'm not surprised, actually, with the outcome on here. 732 votes. 7 comments and 23 likes. The likes are not nowhere near what we want. We want 50. We want 50. So click the likes button. It's interesting. 732 votes, and only 23 of you actually bothered to click the like button. Anyway. So again, who signs first? Who signs first? Kai Havertz or Declan Rice? Well, 29% of the votes have gone to Kai Havertz. And of course, 71% of you believe that Declan Rice is going to sign a contract. Deluded lot. I'm only joking. Don't take it to heart. I'm only joking. Right, methinks we can go into the live chat now and see who has joined us on this this show over here. What's happened here? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Mario, good afternoon to you. I hope you're keeping well, my friend. There's an echo. No, there's no echo. There's no echo. I'm the echo. Hello, Alex and chat room, DWTT. I've tried to catch you a couple of times because you know the difference in time. You being stateside, you should have stayed over here in England, man. I don't know why you want to went and live in the States. Gary, should stayed over here in the UK. Anyhow. Let's go, Alex. Let's go, says Colin. What do you think about Thomas Partey? Well, I've just said what I think about Thomas Partey. If it is true, it would be a shame for the aforementioned reasons why I mentioned him at the top of the show. I'm not going to repeat that. Also news on Fabio Vieira, who's also not travelled with the under-21's Portuguese side because I think there was was it a health scare or injury scare, as he's been omitted from the Portuguese side under-21s. That's right, Emerson. Mario also goes on to say that Rice is still cooking. Rice, baby. Shea Party incoming. Now, come on, man. Come on, like I just said, isn't it? It would be a shame if it is true, but I don't think it's true because I don't like to read segments or news or rumors from a particular journalist. I'd far rather listen to some or read something else. But if it is true, it would be a shame. It would be a shame. Arteta needs, again, like I said, he needs to learn to manage how Thomas Partey and when Thomas Partey plays. He can't play all 38 games in the season. He can't do it. A correction, also the news on Fabio Vieira has been omitted from the Portuguese under-21s on health grounds. That's what I read as well when I was coming in from work. What about Kai Havertz? And please tell me you don't want him. No, I don't want him. I said it before. I did a video which went live yesterday on various occasions, and I said it on Friday. I don't want Kai Havertz. £60 million. I think. Well, that's a reasonable price for a 26-year-old. I think. But I don't want him. I don't want him because if we get a player like him, I get the impression that he's not Emil Smith-esque. Because they're two different players, but you know whose place is he going to be competing for? But I just don't want Kai Havertz. Don't want him. Hey Alex, how's your bro? Yes, eyes good, man. Eyes good. How's you? How's you keeping? How's the family, man? Flowball is better than any striker we have or are trying to sign. Mark that down. Okay, I've marked it down. It'll be interesting though, because I said between 50 and 20 games. 15 and 20 games. How many goals could Gabriel Jesus score if he had 15 or 20 games? How many goals could Florian Balogun score if he had 15 or 20 games? And how many goals could Eddie Nketiah score if he was given 15 to 20 games? Saudi Arabia calling for Partey is over. Mohammed, I'm not sure why. Oh, Mohammed, thank you for that, brother. For some reason, I cannot highlight your thumbs up, which tells me at last we are linked. Actually, that is not from my platform. That is from Guna Matters. So, Mohammed, thank you for that. But for some reason, I cannot highlight your thumbs up. Amit, good evening to you. I hope you're well. Do you think this will stay fit after his operation to fight for his position? No, I don't. I just get the impression that when I look at him, he looks a little bit heavy-legged. He probably needs to lose a few more pounds. I'm not sure that compounds, and that's the reason why he's always getting injured. But when I look at him, I just feel literally he's maybe not. I won't say overweight, but he needs to lose some muscle on the legs, become a little bit more slimmer. But I think maybe Aston Villa might be a better bet for him. But wherever he goes, he's got to stay fit. Could be Man City, Liverpool. I'm just saying. He needs to stay fit. Alex, will you sell Nketiah and keep Florian Balogun at the club? Well, with Balogun, based on what? I've got to see him play in the first team. I've got to see him play in the first team. Give him a good old run, again, between 15 and 20 games. And then at the end, I could give you my opinion. But not having any real sample of him playing in the Premier League, for me, yeah, I can't give you an answer on that one. Balogun was an unknown in the 21-22 season mainly for the under-21s, and no one had heard of him until last season. And I would like him to stay in the area to go on loan or sell on. All right, so that's Emerson's opinion. I would rather keep Emerson Rowe and ship out Fabio Vieira. Yeah, I completely agree. Also, why did we let Ainsley Maitland-Niles out on free? He could have a good cover as back, right back or wing back. The problem is, Amit, I know it's been documented when he's been asked to play in a particular position, and he said, it's been documented, I'd rather not play in that position. I want to play in the midfield. So as much as we can see, the versatility of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he's got to get in his head that if you want to stay at Arsenal, you basically got to do what the manager has asked you to do, or where the manager has asked you to play. And that's why Maitland-Niles does not have a future at Arsenal, which is a real shame. Smith Rowe needs a loan spell or sell on, and he was linked to Aston Villa before. Yeah, but you know what, Emerson? Like I said, wherever he goes, he has to stay injury-free for the majority of the season. Because I've been speaking about certain players. Again, you know what? Recruiting. Do your due diligence. Do these players have a history of being injured? If they do, we don't need to be buying these players. We don't need to be buying those players. But then we've got an academy product who now is developing a history of always being injured. So cut our losses and sell him on. I think we've probably arrived at that point. Don't get me wrong, I like Emerson Rowe, but it's got nothing about liking the player. If you're always going to be on a physio's bench, you're no use to us. I've yet to see a player play from the physio's bench. It's never happened. And there's a reason for that. So as much as we love you, Smith Rowe, and as much as you love Arsenal, you want to stay at Arsenal, it's not going to work out if you're always going to be injured. Emerson Rowe has been loaned before. Yeah, I think on 2 occasions. Huddersfield, I can't remember the other team. A couple of occasions. Whoops. You think we can get Benzema on loan from a Saudi club this summer? Let me think about that one. Let me think about that one. Of course, it's a no. Great goal for Balogun for USA. I didn't see it, actually. Didn't see it. I'm up for Partey going, honestly. But you know what, John? Like, maybe you missed the beginning of the show. I said that it would be a shame insofar as squad size and quality. Manage the players. Certain players cannot play the whole season, Mikel Arteta. They cannot play the whole season. Manage them. Some games they can, some games they cannot. Yeah, some competitions they can, other competitions they cannot play. Fabio is recuperating in the gym. As I think the Geordies and Villa has pulled out due to an injury scare, but he should leave. He should still leave. Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? You know, when you got the player who you basically want, now we've got other teams doing their due diligence about our players. Why can't we do it before we receive certain players from Chelsea, as an example, or certain players from Man City? Colin, Fabio needs a few guineas. Oh, God damn. He's better than Fabio. Yes, he is. He is. But Colin, he's useless to us if he's going to be always injured. Useless. And you know that anyway. Saudis are killing football addicts. It's brutal, mate. It is. Big money business, man. Big money business. Havertz 24. That's not 26. Okay. All right. Okay. So, like I said, the figure that I've heard, £60 million, is reasonable. It's reasonable. But again, there's a reason why Chelsea are selling certain players and not other players. There's a reason for it. Havertz apparently compared to Van Persie and Dennis Bergkamp. What? Was it or wasn't Thierry Henry who compared? Ashley, good afternoon to you, fella. Hope you're keeping well. Havertz can do one, John. Oh my days! I can do one. Get rid of. I would rather let Eddie go and give Flo an opportunity to show his flow and a low. Even Ashley D says. So now Partey has learned how to shoot inside the back of the net and not over the stadium. Well, then get rid of him. The thing is, again, Ashley, like I said, we don't have the numbers anyway, the strength and depth and quality in the squad. I'm just saying. Oh, get rid of Jesus. I'd vote for that. We fight in football on 4 fronts. We need 22 first team experience. And that's it, isn't it? If you're looking about selling certain players like Albert Sam Lokonga, Holding, some of you guys have mentioned Holding, Adrian Maitland-Niles, Fabio Vieira, Gabriel Jesus, Jorginho, Thomas Partey, and that's like 7 players already. And there's a few more. Nuno Tavares, that's 8. I think it's probably like 9 or 10 players. that Nico Pepe, 10 players. You have to replace those players. You have to replace those players. Are we going to replace those players in this transfer window? No, we're not. No, we're not. And I need to do my homework. I mean, I'm thinking, in which window have we brought the most players? Smith Rowe is determined to fight for his post and possibly getting his mojo back. Yes, he said that. I said that in the report. I think he said playing with an injury with some needles shots is not good either. Yeah, I think he also got an infection as well, in training after recovering. Ashley D, get rid of Jesus. I am a top gooner. Touch the like button, gently touch the like button, get all the notifications when you press the bell, ring, ring, ring. And just a reminder that we are streaming simultaneously, which means at the same time, for you intelligent lots. We're streaming simultaneously on Canon 40 TV as well as Guna Matters. And just because these are my opinions are not necessarily shared by Guna Matters. A bit of a disclaimer there. I should have said it from the beginning of the show there. Oops. Pep is staying. You heard that here. Says who? Who says that? Xhaka gets more goals than Jesus, so either get rid of him or move him elsewhere. Oh, dearie me. It seems like Saka is the only academy player that will keep, maybe. We need a change of staff there. Backroom staff, that is. I said it in the last Easy Talk with Ralph. I'd get rid of Partey. Oh, my goodness. It's sad about Izzy Maitland. I really liked him. The interview he gave after leaving the club. I wish he could have done Ben White and been more open to play a different role at the club. And that was his downfall, wasn't it? He just refused to play in a different position. He wanted to play up front. You know, when you were younger, you're playing football. Those of you in the UK. Remember? FA Cup, the World Cup, or you're playing teams. Nobody wanted to defend, didn't it? Nobody wanted to be the defender. Everyone wants to play up top. You had some goal hangers, some strikers, some midfielders, but no defenders. And Easy Betanars, he just didn't want to play in defence. No, I'm playing up front, man. Forget about defence. The goalkeeper can be the defence. Deary me, man. World Cup. John, that could be an answer. Change on a 21 manager, but it is unlikely to happen. Aizen Metanals, class, I wish him all well. My brother absolutely loved Aizen Metanals. I think it was it FA Cup where we were taking penalties against, was it Liverpool a couple of seasons ago? And the guy just strolled up as if he was like just strolling on the beach. I just took the penalty as if it was nothing. I was thinking, right, okay. But didn't have a future at Arsenal. Once Mikel Arteta arrived, that was the end of AZ Metanals. Vieira needs some steak barbecue. Well, he won't be getting it here at Arsenal. Emerson, I agree, mate. I know who needs a loan. Let's move on very, very quickly. Emerson from leaves as a real bad look for Arsenal. Too many injuries at the club. Yeah. Are you saying that's what is the new Wilshere? There is a big possibility. A big possibility. I mean, you're thinking from the time that he signed his contract extension and did that promo, I think, right, okay, it seems like he's gotten over that. He's turned a corner, but no, the injuries are still persisting. And the segment I did on Friday, talking about Jack Wilshere, who spoke on Ben Foster's podcast, is that he had an injury at age 19, which the surgeons thought was going to end his career. So Smith Rowe has got 3 years ahead of Jack Wilshere, but still the injuries are persistent. So there's a distinct possibility. But when I look at Smith Rowe, he needs to lose some weight, man, or some muscle on the legs, and he looks a little bit too heavy on the legs. I don't know, man. Don't know. Strength and depth. If we had enough strength and depth, are you confident it would be used? No. No. I'd make a call 8 out of, oh my goodness. Oh, 8 out of 3 in. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Cook for the skinny boy. Fabio needs a steak barbecue. Oh my goodness. He needs to go to the gym. He needs to go to the gym. That's what it is, man. Yes. Pop, 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 pop. Ruben Goodman's in the house. So be careful what you say. When he puts a comment in there, just say, yeah. I agree. But I ain't doing that, man. Ruben, I disagree with everything you say, man. Everything you say. I'm just joking, bro. I hope you're well, man. Hope you're well. Under Santos or Sebastian Scalacci, who was the worst defender? I think you asked me this question before. I'll say Andre Santos. Yeah, he's probably the worst for me, anyway, at least. Pepper needs a pep talk to go to Saudi, perhaps. You guys are terrible, man. Absolutely terrible. Why was Benjamin White not called to the England party? I have no idea. I have no idea. Certain players, you know, a manager has his favourites, and some players he just don't like. And I just get the impression that with Ben White, although I think there was some disagreement in the last tournament, the World Cup, where he left early, didn't he? He left the squad early. I think from that time, he's got a mark. He's got a mark against his name. Oh, God. Easy Metanaz gave 20 years at the club. That departure is on Arteta. But I said that once he came in, I think it was done, isn't it? Cast in stone. Word up, Mube. Word up, word up, word up. And Mube jumped in and he jumped out again. I will call out the medical staff and the manager for the injury persistence of Smith Rowe. Why wait for 5 years to do something about it? I think you said that last year, didn't you? I think when you, was it an easy talk? But the thing is, Glenwyn, I think you also said this as well. Sometimes with some youngsters, they must be honest. Be honest. You know, just say, you know, if you've got an injury, say, you know what, Gaff, I can't play because I'm still carrying an injury. So he too has to be honest. If you're injured, carrying injury, just say, you know what, boss, I can't play. But again, when I look at Smith Rowe, I just feel like he's just carrying too much muscle on the legs. Needs to lose some weight, man. Lose some weight. You know, maybe give that weight to Fabio Vieira, man. That guy's too lightweight. Too lightweight. The inverted of the inverted of the inverted. Inverted question. If we get to the last 10 games after dropping out of a cup competitions again and drop positions, what will you think? What do you mean? What do I think? That it's been a failure. It's been a failure. That's what I'll be thinking. What will you be thinking, Colin? I'm still here, just reading the comments. All right, nice one, bro. Yes, I did say so. Yeah, players need to be honest, man. Maybe I should stop the steak barbecue. You guys are absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. The barbecue eat out. Dear. Are we finished? I think we're probably finished, aren't we? 40 minutes and counting. Colin. OUT spells something. Oh, Lordy, you guys, man. You guys are on something else, man. What's this? Walcott. Phil Walcott started at age 17. I'll leave it there. Yes. Smith Rowe, man. Simon Nasri or Santi Cazorla, who had more natural talent? Santi Cazorla. Santi Cazorla. The last game I saw Santi Cazorla play was when we were, of course, at the Emirates and we were playing against Newcastle. It was probably about 6 seasons ago, and he scored 2 goals. I can't remember the first goal he scored, but the second goal he scored was at the clock end and like left-footed from an acute angle. I thought, yeah, Cazorla, man, all day long. Oops. Question. At the back end of the last 2 seasons, where was Partey? Having a party. I know where you're going with these questions, Colin. Back him or sack him, do neither, and the pockets fill up. Was against Liverpool? I think so. I think it was. Yeah. Oops. I have come to an end. We have come to an end on this show over here. Inside 45 minutes. Yeah, I know, John. I know. I had like a passionate speech I had to lay out last week. I've said what I had to say. There's a reason why we haven't won the Premier League in 20 years. So I will leave it there. There's no ranting, no stress lines, because I was watching someone said, Alex, breathe, Yeah. Anyhow, we've come to an end on this one. Thank you wholeheartedly listening to me. I mean it most sincerely. Yeah. But I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, just a different day. Maybe talking about some other news segments. So on the day today that we find out, Florian Balogun says, I'm only thinking about the present. I'm only thinking about the here and now. All those discussions, I can't think about that. I'm just thinking about the here and now. Wants to fight for his place. Smith Rowe has also said that he wants to try and get back into the first team. Got to stay injury free, Smith Rowe. Have to stay injury free. Otherwise, you're making it very easy for the manager. You know what? That player needs to go. That player, no brainer, that player needs to go because he can't stay injury free. Can't do it. Thomas Partey could be leaving as well. Going where? Maybe Saudi. But like I said, for squad depth and quality, if you're talking about all those players, I think I'll probably name 9 players. You've got to replace those players, haven't you? You have to replace those players. Anywho, thank you for joining me. And just remember that we are streaming simultaneously on Canal 4 TV as well as Guna Matters. So make sure you do the right thing and go over. You have to do your own homework. I have not left the link for Guna Matters link. I don't know. Glenwyn, are you still here? Glenwyn is still here? So before I go, if Glenwyn is still here, Glenwyn, you can probably drop the link to your channel in the live chat. I've not left the link because when I do auto load uploads, there are set templates, and I've not changed the template to include Guna Matters. But we are streaming simultaneously, so you can go on YouTube and check it out. Guna Matters, not with an S, but with a Z, because your opinion matters. Anyhow, I will see you tomorrow. Give you some more live news. And try not to rant or give you any more passionate speeches. I don't think you guys can handle it. You can't handle it. Anyhow, this has been Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.